Hello everyone and welcome to this week's official Salford City podcast. I'm your host Ben, and this week you join us here once again at the training ground on Thursday as we look ahead to Friday night's home fixture with Cheltenham Town. Loads of interviews ahead on this week's podcast as we'll be joined by Head Coach Karl Robinson, Assistant Manager Alex Bruce, Captain Luke Garbutt, as well as one of the new signings, Matt Butcher, all featuring on this week's latest edition of the Salford City podcast. But let's kick the show off this week with Wednesday's open training session at the Peninsula Stadium. And one of the players who was there in attendance was Haji Mnoga, and I caught up with Haji on Wednesday, soon after he'd finished training on the Moor Lane pitch. Haji, big welcome joining us after the open training session today. How was it out there?
It was good, yeah. I enjoyed it. It was nice for the supporters to come down. Obviously, the kids that came down as well. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
How does that differ from a normal training session, when there's no fans there? How does it differ?
I think just the vibe, really. I think it's nice, obviously, once session's finished, that you can go. Because I was that kid before that wanted to get signatures and meet the players. So I like to take my time to go around and meet them all, to be fair. So it's nice.
Supporters will be equally pleased to see you training because obviously you've been out injured recently, but you're there doing a full session. So on that front, how was it?
It's been difficult, to be fair. Obviously, the timing of my injury was disappointing. So obviously I haven't played in the league this season yet. So it'll be nice to be back. It's been nice to be back around the lads as well, to be fair. Obviously I was at the Walsall game as well. So just getting back into the routine, back in the habits of it all. So it's been good, yeah.
Obviously, getting back to full fitness, I mean, how challenging has that been? Because obviously missing the start of the season isn't ideal, like you mentioned, but how determined have you been to get back?
Well, that was the timing of it all, to be fair. Obviously, we had 6 hard weeks getting through pre-season, and obviously I get injured in the last game of pre-season. So I don't think all that hard work has gone to waste, but I do need to obviously pick all of that back up, it's been good being back in training with the lads and then doing my extras where I can, keeping on top of my maintenance work as well. So I'm just trying to get back to full fitness as quick as possible and stop anything coming back as well.
That's the next challenge, isn't it, to make sure that when you do come back, I mean, we've got a good physio staff here already, haven't we, but they know more than anyone. When you do come back, it's you come back at the right time.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I along with the physios, I am obviously trying to look after my body. I want to be 100% because I want to be out there doing my best, helping the team. So obviously we have a big goal this season, which is obviously to get promoted. So to help be a part of that, I'd like to be at my best, to be fair. I would like to be at my best.
Cheltenham on Friday night. I mean, what's your general impression about how the lads have played? Because it's been a decent start, this. Obviously defeats to Crewe and Walsall, but I think a few teams are going to lose to Crewe and Walsall this season.
Yeah, I think first game of the season, it's always a strange one, isn't it? You know, anything can happen, really. And then obviously the 2 wins after that, was it? At Creighton and
Notts County and Newport.
Yeah. So, Walsall was difficult. It's always hard to go there. Obviously, last time we were there, we ended up drawing 2-2 from being 2-0 up. Very difficult place to go. And another team that should be up there, especially how well they done last year. So I think it's one that you just take on the chin and push on to the next game, which is lucky it's coming round a bit quicker. So hopefully we pick up 3 points on Friday and then try and be next in the league.
Because I think open training sessions like this are quite handy, aren't they, for picking up the squad after what was a difficult afternoon at Walsall. I mean, what's the general mood like now?
Well, we've had more additions, haven't we, now since that game? So obviously I think we're a good change room here. Like, obviously very welcome, and the lads have settled in well. There's a lot of new faces, so I think it bolsters the squad a lot. There's a lot more quality. People have to fight for their positions, people have to fight for their shirts. So I think that competitiveness only brings out the best in everyone. So I think we are very competitive now, both obviously with the squad and when we go to play games as well. So I think it is looking very positive. I am positive and confident myself that we will get the job done on Friday and get promoted.
And looking forward to Friday. If you're selected in the squad or that kind of thing, you're looking forward to getting back into the swing of things with competitive football.
Yeah, Walsall was nice to go along, to be fair. I've obviously been to all the games, but haven't been here in the change room and stuff like that. I'll get here a bit later. So getting back into that routine, seeing all the lads before game, just getting the vibe of the game. I did miss it, to be fair. I did miss it a lot. I do like the kind of anticipation before a game. I don't get nervous, but I do get a bit excited, to be fair. So it's nice to have that again and something to look forward to rather than just gym and running. So even though I do just run a lot on match days anyways, but no, it's nice. I am happy.
So there's also been a change for Salford, and it's a big welcome to the club to Matthew Butcher, who comes on, and he's come on for Josh Osterfield. So 2 debutants for their clubs now on the pitch, with Kanu for Walsall and Butcher on for Salford. Well, we're now joined by new signing Matt Butcher, and here we are after the open training session. How was it out there today?
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, nice to get onto the pitch and get familiarised with that, because obviously being a away player is slightly different. So it's good to get used to the surroundings first and foremost, and it was a decent session on the grass.
What are those sessions like versus a normal training session? Because I'm imagining it gives you a little extra % or two having people watching.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, the little things like the pitch dynamics, you get used to how it's going to feel on a weekend and what to expect with, a couple of people there watching today. It was good. So, it just helps the team kind of set up for the weekend in a bit more of realistic environment. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And obviously we caught up after you signed last week and you made your first appearance at Walsall. We'll get to the result in a second, but generally, what was that like coming on Saturday?
Yeah, it's obviously, you always want to get on as soon as possible when you join a new club. So for me, it was good to get some minutes under my belt, and felt good physically. Obviously, off the back of a disappointing result, but hopefully that'll put us in good stead going forward in similar sort of games, and know what we can do differently next time to obviously come out on the right side of it.
How difficult is that you're a player, you've been there, done that, as we caught up last week, we've covered all your back history and what you've achieved as a player, but it's still tricky, isn't it, being parachuted in essentially and going, right, change this game if you can, Matt.
Yeah, of course, obviously different teams kind of look at the end of games differently, so it was good to experience that, because it's a long season, we're going to be in similar situations, I'm sure. So the more you can be involved in as quick as possible, the better for me. So obviously there's bits that probably didn't fit maybe, but it's good to get the mistakes out of the way and figure out what's needed next.
And the referee blows the full-time whistle, and that's Walsall taking a 1-0 victory here at the Bescott Stadium. What was the mood after that game? Because a lot of teams are going to lose to Walsall this season. They got to the playoff final last year. It's all about how you pick yourselves up now, I suppose. Yeah,
it was obviously frustrating, but off the back of 3 good wins, that result can look very different if you go and back it up again. Obviously, a lot of good teams that have been successful in the past don't have 2 bad results in a row. So that's been the message from coming in Monday morning, to say that we've got a massive game on Friday and a massive period coming up. So you're probably going to lose games throughout a season. I think 99.9% of teams will do that. So it's about how you react and how you back it up on the next game.
Let's go to the next game. Cheltenham on Friday night. It's under the floodlights. Is there a difference? I always find that a lunchtime kick-off is a lot flatter than a 3 o'clock kick-off, and a night game is levels above that. Is it handy at being on a Friday night at home, to bounce back with?
Yeah, I've never really thought of it like that, but I think obviously being a Friday night, there's an excitement in the crowd and stuff. They finished the weekend, it should be a good atmosphere, so hopefully it can be a really positive start from. They're obviously a team that can cause a real threat, and probably their league position doesn't reflect kind of the chances and the moments they've had in games, but so we've got to be aware of that and really bring ourselves to show what we're about first and foremost.
And how much are you looking for? I think I asked you this question in your arrival interview, but how much are you looking forward to actually, if selected or if you come off the bench, how much are you looking forward to playing your part on Friday?
Yeah, 100%. The second you sign at a new club, you want a home game as quick as possible. You want to experience the fans. You want to experience the atmosphere. So every club you ever go to, honestly, especially this one, you want to come in and dive right into that. So yeah, I can't wait for Friday. and hopefully put a really positive marker down for my first appearance at home.
Good stuff. Matt Butcher, thank you for joining us, and all the best this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're now back at the training ground after an open training session at Moor Lane, and we're joined by assistant manager Alex Bruce now. How good was that today?
It was a good blast. It was good to see the new signings obviously come in and integrate them with the group. The tempo of the session was a little bit better, and it was obviously nice to see the supporters down there as well.
What are those open training sessions like for the actual pace of them? Do you feel like there's a bit more energy to them in a strange way because there's people watching?
Yeah, there might be a little bit more energy because there's people watching. Obviously, the more people watch, the greater the need for the lads to perform in any, whether it's a match or a training session. So I'm sure people want to showcase their skills. But I think when you actually get into the session, you concentrate on the job in hand, and you kind of forget who's watching. It's just a case of cracking on and doing what's needed.
It's nice to be popular as well, I'm imagining, at the end of the training session, doing all the autographs with the kids there and that kind of thing. Bit of a morale pick-me-up, I'm going to suggest, across the squad.
It's what it's all about, isn't it? Seeing the young kids and the families come down and have a day out. I'm sure the parents were happy to get out the house and have something to take them to. It's coming to the end of the summer holidays now, and I'm sure the parents are running out of ideas. I know my wife certainly is. So yeah, nice to see them all down there.
What's the mood in the squad like after Walsall? Was it handy to have an open training session like that just to give a bit of a lift? Not that we needed one, really.
Listen, we've had a decent start. We were disappointed with Walsall on Saturday. We knew we can play better. I don't think there was much in the game, if I'm honest. It's a case of just picking the lads up again. We go again Friday night, and if we hit the levels that we know we're capable of, then hopefully we'll get up another 3 points.
Yeah, when you look at it, we've had those great performances against Newport and Notts County in the win against Accrington, defeats opening day against Crewe, Walsall. There's going to be plenty of twists and turns, isn't there? I mean, a lot of teams are going to lose to Walsall this season.
Yeah, there is. Obviously, we want more wins than losses, that's for sure. But we know it's not all going to be plain sailing. There's probably over the course of the season going to be the odd hiccup. As long as we minimise the amount of hiccups, then that'll be our jobs to do that.
Carl's obviously been mentioning, the cavalry's on the way, and we've seen some more transfers happening over the last fortnight or so. You've mentioned, they're being integrated into training as well, those new players. How are they fitting in?
They fitted in great. Rosie's had a good week's training under his belt. Obviously, Coops arrived this morning. It was the first time we saw him, and the squad's getting healthier. We always want more. Yeah. So let's see what the recruitment lads and what Karl can bring in, and then we'll knuckle down and see what we can muster together and have a right challenge this season. Yeah,
this could be the perfect positivity storm coming, because it's not just new players. We've got Haji Mnoga coming on the show this week. Obviously, Sam Ashley isn't too far away as well. Yeah. Those players coming back from injury, new players coming in. The form was pretty good to begin with.
New signings, obviously Haji, we know what impact he has on the team, as well as Kelly and Osama as well. 3 good players for us, so to get them back will be great. To have a fit, healthy squad is what the manager wants. A headache for selections, and the sooner the better we can have that, then I'm sure it'll give Karl a good headache to have. Yeah,
absolutely. Just to touch upon Cheltenham this week and on Friday night, I enjoy Friday night games. I mean, what's your general impression of them?
I enjoy Friday night games as well. I enjoy night games. I don't know what it is about a night game, but they always seem to be good games to be involved in. So yeah, let's hope we can start the weekend well, put pressure on the other teams, even at this early stage of the season, to get 3 points, and it'll set us up nicely.
Well, Alex Bruce, big thank you for joining us. All the best this weekend.
Top man.
Well, we're now joined by the captain, Luke Garbutt joins us, and I was just speaking to you because I was thinking of a way of concluding this week's podcast. You used to play for Cheltenham, so who's better to speak to about Cheltenham this weekend? Admittedly, it was about 15 years ago or so, but
quite a long time ago, yeah.
So Luke Garbutt's with us. What's your thoughts on the challenge on Friday night with Cheltenham coming to town?
I mean, obviously everyone knows that they haven't started the best, but it's obviously on us, especially at home, to make sure we bounce back from the weekend, because everyone was disappointed with the way things went against Walsall. So I think hopefully we'll perform a lot better and much more on the front foot and a lot more like us. to eventually get the 3 points.
I mean, the mood in the dressing room's good anyway, but was it handy to have an open training session as well today where, you get to meet the supporters, especially the young supporters during the summer holidays? That must give everyone a bit of a boost.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, with all the fans who came out, it just gives it that little bit more of an uplift to the boys, and obviously gives the fans an insight to what we try and do leading up to games. And hopefully that bodes well for Friday night. I think the atmosphere will be good. It'll be under the lights. So we just need to focus on what we need to try and do and maximise our capabilities and performance levels to get the 3 points. Because if we do play up to our level, then there's no reason why we don't win the game.
Last season we played Cheltenham twice at the Peninsula Stadium, scored 2 goals in the pair of them. It was good games in the league and the FA Cup. More of that, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. We just, there was a little bump in the road on Saturday. Quite a lot of games back to back. So obviously now with new recruits coming in, and the squad's looking a lot more healthy in terms of numbers. So hopefully through this kind of period, through September, we can really sort of start to kick on and obviously the aim at the end of the season is to hopefully try and get promoted. So nights like Friday night are absolutely key to win the game, play well, and make sure we put a marker down for everyone else in the league to know that we mean business.
And I mentioned the fact you went on loan at Cheltenham a while ago, early on in your career when you were at Everton. But as a club, at the moment, the bottom of the table, but they've still got quality players like Ethan Archer, for example, who scored against us last year. So it's going to be a tricky one, this one, on Friday.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, they gave us problems, especially at their place last season. And the boys just in behind the front man, they're a threat, especially the 2 wide boys. So it's something that we're mindful of. But going into the home game, we need to focus on ourselves and what we need to try and do to make sure we execute the game plan and really go and show the fans that we mean business going into a tough September. But there's no reason for us to be fearful. Obviously, they haven't started the best, but I think it's really, really important this season that we put our home form to the forefront of our minds, because
the away form's really good. Oh, it has been good up until Walsall, but
no, yeah, exactly. I mean, the away form in general is excellent, but the home form definitely needs to improve. So that's definitely something we've looked at and really want to nail this season.
And just a final message to the Salford faithful making their way to the Peninsula Stadium on Friday night. Get down there under the floodlights.
Absolutely, yeah. But, we feed off the fans coming out in the numbers. I think it's a really, really good time on a Friday night because obviously the 2 Manchester clubs don't play. So it's a chance for even more fans to come through the turnstiles, and it makes for a really good atmosphere, hopefully, and hopefully we can show them with the quality on the pitch and obviously really attacking and winning football, hopefully. So, yeah, a shout to the fans and hopefully they can come out in the numbers.
Luke Garbutt, big thank you for joining us. All the best on Friday.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Salford City captain Luke Garbutt there speaking to me on Wednesday. Let's hear more now about how preparations are going ahead of Cheltenham this weekend. And on Thursday, I caught up with Salford's head coach, Karl Robinson. Big thank you for joining us on Thursday on the eve of another league match, Cheltenham on Friday. How's it gone this week of training?
Yeah, it's gone really well. It's been nice having that week where we've been able to sort of blend the recovery at the beginning of it and then lead up into a little bit more physical work and get a little bit more on some of our players. As you know, the last sort of 10 days has been really hectic in new recruits and obviously them finding us out a little bit and us trying to get them up to speed very, very quickly. So I think it's been a really interesting few days, certainly off the back of the defeat that we had on Saturday. Off the back of the reflection of the defeat, we were a bit more clear in our judgment and what went wrong and what we need to improve. So I think we've had a cleansing week in some ways where we feel we're going to be better because of it.
One thing on the podcast this week, we've been catching up with a couple of players as well. The good thing about this week as well was the fact that we had an open training session at the Peninsula Stadium as well. I think did that help?
I think any time you see young fans coming in, don't forget, like, part of our objective at the football club is to grow the football club as a whole, not just what you see. Obviously everything is solely focused on what happens on a Saturday or a Friday evening or a Tuesday evening. But we know part of our responsibility that we carry in the short term to medium term to make the long term successful is the integration we have with the local community, young fans, and how we can engage with these people. We feel over the next year or so this football club is going to grow so quick that we've got to get a lot of things right. And we've got to make sure that the foundations that we lay today give us such a strong platform to move forward and to make sure that we don't fall away the better we become as a football club. So days like what we did yesterday are important, as you'd imagine, for that. And I think the way they play, and you know what, we're so lucky, we've got a wonderful group of people here who work here that actually want to give time to young fans and fans in general. And I think that sort of ability to connect with each other, to grow as one unit, is going to stand us in good stead in the future.
The other good thing about it was as well the fact we have had some new players coming in. I mean, I spoke to Matt Butcher this week. He obviously made his first appearance away on Saturday, but it's a good introduction to him as well, isn't it? About what it's all about.
At the beginning of the interview, we've made some really good signings, and I think as a squad as a whole that we're a much better team. I don't like the word group, but as a squad and as a football team, we are better. And I'd argue with anybody it's probably one of the best squads we've ever had. We know that there's flaws to it still, and I get fans consistently speak to me about where we need to improve. Trust me, when you're around this group every single day, squad group, but we are searching for better, and we're searching for certain positions that make this team achieve its goals. So just I said days like the other day with Rosie and Butch and obviously Coops who came in, important for them to see our home. But I think as a whole, we're in a much better position. We really are. The members club are so aggressive in the development of what we want to be, and we know short term it's not going to be perfect. Part of tomorrow night's game, we're urging people to come. We're playing on a Friday night. The bar's open late. I'll be open before the game as well. We're doing multiple incentives to get as many people there as we possibly can. We need to grow, and people need to learn what we are and who we are and what we want to be. And I think it's important that I carry that responsibility to almost inform you through these media sessions of how good the football club currently is. But still, it can be so much better. So whatever you see today is certainly what you won't be seeing tomorrow, and it will not be what you see next week, and it certainly won't be what you see next month. And as for next year, we're hoping to be in a completely different place than what we ever thought we would be. And I think people don't see how hard people are working behind the scenes, and that's just not on the football pitch, it's also behind the scenes as well. The club has to do better and willing to work hard to do better.
Let's touch upon tomorrow then, or Friday night. A match under the floodlights, there's something about it, isn't there, a Friday night game?
Yeah. One thing we certainly don't get, we don't get too many games with City or United play on a Friday night, so we know certainly we're not going to get that clash. And listen, we only seen last night, obviously United losing on penalties to Grimsby, and that's a team from our league. So it just shows you how competitive this level is. When the best teams in the world get undone by teams who we play against on a consistent basis. The level of football that you see is honest, it's aggressive, it's well coached. The pitch at our place at the moment is playing incredibly well as well. Once the floodlights come on midway through the first half and the pitch starts to quicken up and the juice starts to set in, and it's full of excitement. And the one thing about the EFL, it's so unpredictable. It really is. And that's what makes it so unique and so sellable across the world. So to have it on your doorstep on a Friday evening, a great time to play football. And it still gives you a chance to have the weekend for your family. So for us, we hope we can have a positive attendance, a positive result, and if it's something that works for fans, it'll probably be something that we'd look to do more consistently throughout the course of the season.
What's your thoughts on the challenge of Cheltenham? We saw them a few times last year, didn't we?
Yeah, they're good. People will look at certain elements of some of their results, but they played some of the better teams so far this season and won the goals in certain moments and set plays have sort of let them down. But as a collective, they've really performed well in some of these games. And it's only early. It doesn't matter where anybody is this time of the year. The league will certainly won't take shape until probably another 5 games. And that for me is why I don't really pay too much attention where they are. If they are where they are in 12 games time, I think, they're going to be in a difficult place, just like we would be exactly the same. But it's well coached, they're organised, they're hard working, They have some real good players at the top end of the pitch, some aggressive players at the back end of the pitch, and they make it difficult for you. And I'm sure they'll do the same for us tomorrow evening.
Because that's the thing, the last time we played them, they did make it difficult for us at their place, didn't they? So we kind of want a bounce back from that one, if we can.
We want a better. Yeah, listen, I think you've already seen we're better, and we're searching for better. So I don't want to use many negatives or positives from last season to judge this team on. This team should be performing at a better level because of the players that we have. And
last question, just a rallying call, really, Karl. We've already mentioned it, but get yourself down to the Peninsula Stadium.
Yeah, and we hope we've signed a striker today, a really interesting striker, really exciting striker, one that I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we're just waiting on certain things to fall, and I hope that he can hopefully play some part in the game, and one that we've been monitoring for about 3-4 weeks now. And there's another striker that we know. The only thing with Friday night, it gives me an extra 2 days to work hard to get another striker. So we're hoping to have 2 strikers in by the time we play against Wigan on Tuesday. And for us, it's been a real long window this, and we've built from back to front, and we've been very selective in the players that we bring in. So we hope that we can, striker can be on show at some stage, and on top of that as well, we're going to try and give the fans a performance that makes their weekend a really positive one and a happy one. And we can also sit back and watch the games on Saturday, knowing that we've done our job the night before. But we have to work hard, we have to be together, we have to make sure that we minimise our mistakes in the defensive, and we have to try and force mistakes in the opposition. And we've got to enjoy what we do, and that's our consistent message through all of the games that we play, and make sure that the fans that come to the turnstiles are proud to support Salford.
Karl Robinson there, joining us here on this week's official Salford City podcast. Well, that's it for this week's show. A big thank you to Karl and all the players who've joined me for this week. So, Salford City hosting Cheltenham Town on Friday night at the Peninsula Stadium. It's a 7:45pm kickoff UK time. And for ticketing information and for more details, head over now to the club's official website at salfordcityfc.co.uk. But as always, if you cannot make the game in person, don't forget you can join me on Friday night with live coverage. For more details on that front, please visit salfordcityfc.co.uk/live. Well, that's it for this week's show. A big thank you for joining me, and you have a good weekend. Bye-bye.